Elon Musk finally had his big Twitter town hall where he was answering questions from Twitter employees about what it would mean were he to take over. Now, it didn't necessarily go how it was supposed to, at least objectively. I don't know what his own personal objectives were, but the entire thing seems to have been a bit of a debacle. And I love the way that the Daily Beast intros what happened, saying appearing via a crappy cell phone camera feed. He's a tech CEO. Can someone hook a DSLR up to like a cam link or something for this guy? Anyway, so he talked to them. He has, of course, argued aggressively in favor of free speech principles, but he's a right winger who says the word free speech. So you know where this is going. He only took questions that had been screened in advance, which look, I understand that you're probably not gonna take questions in real time, but you're the dude who's constantly crowing about your commitment to free speech. Anyway, during that, he still found time to go on bizarre tangents, discussing aliens, noting that he had dubbed himself the techno-king of Tesla. It was pure chaos. And by the way, like if you're the sort of person that thinks like it's cool or funny or a meme that he's the techno king, first of all, you're literally worshiping a character from Succession. Second of all, what the hell is wrong with you? I don't know what the hell is wrong with him, but why do you think that this is cool or fun or interesting or subversive or something like that? It's just he's a very pathetic person who just happens to have a lot of money. That's all this is. Anyway, Twitter employees gave live commentary as well as commentary to news outlets afterward. One told Vox he is demonstrating a dangerous lack of knowledge about technical, policy, and operational matters. Nobody's surprised to find that out, and that he was both confusing and hilarious. I don't know if it was intentionally hilarious or the only normal way that he's ever hilarious, which is inadvertent. Anyway, finally, he signed off of the meeting, and that's when it was revealed, according to a source who talked to Reuters, that his avatar was two hands shaped like the number 69 in an apparent joke about the sexual position. And again, he is very, very funny. He is in tune with pop culture and is a very funny guy with his 69 thing, which is a very cool thing for the potential boss to then reveal to thousands of employees. Anyway, Brett, what do you think?
Listen, okay, so if you work there, just if you're a lady who works at freaking Tesla or Twitter and he starts working there, just start aggressively sexually harassing the men who work there in a way that they think is cool. I do think that having, just in general, like I say 69 nice all the time whenever someone says 69, so I'm not gonna cast stones.
Is that the exact same thing, the comparison you just made?
Well, I was just gonna say like in general, but they have that he's. Well, yeah, right. He's also the CEO, and that's why I'm saying like in the same way, just like do a thought experiment. What would it be like if you were, a lady that works there and you just start sexually harassing guys in that way? It's just so stupid, and it's so transparent. That is more critical thought than he has done in his entire life. That experiment that you just postulated, he has never done even that much like prospective, hypothetical empathizing in his entire existence. I don't know much about the guy other than he's a rich guy. And I like to boil things down to what's the simplest. And the simplest way to interpret the fixation on Elon Musk is it's a lot of people who have come to a point where they prioritize being a jerk over everything else. And if you guys listen to my political framework, I will allow, it embraces and encourages you to be a jerk unless it ruins someone's life. That's it. If you're if me saying don't sexually harass people at work ruins your life, like that's a horrible argument. What seems to be a better explanation of Elon Musk is that he seems to have galvanized some speculators in the Bitcoin world and the Silicon Valley broiness. He's galvanized that. And political operatives are trying to get people to focus on this weird definition of free speech they've espoused hypocritically. And in doing so, all they're doing is hilariously saying we hate Silicon Valley gajillionaires, and our savior is Elon Musk, a Silicon Valley gajillionaire.
100%. Yeah, in the same way that they hate Hollywood, and yet they're desperate to have, the guy who played Superman in the 90s on their show because that's the best that they can do, and they desperately want celebrities.
And the difference is that the left kind of yells at, and I'm just talking about strategy. I'm just talking about tactics. The left yells at the neolib in Silicon Valley about their hypocrisy rather than getting them to vote with the left based on their dislike for anti-LGBT initiatives and those social issues, and just leave it at that and keep them on your side. That's what the right does better than the left. The left yells at people they need needlessly. What the right does is they just put a bunch of honey out for different people. Here's bait to get you if you're at Silicon Valley, bro. Elon Musk is cool. I'm moving on. They don't, I'm just gonna pander to that instinct. I'm not gonna call out the fact.
I think that's a thing they do. That's not the only thing that they do.
Oh, I know, but that's one of, I've said another move that they do already on the show.
Sure.
But they just put out freaking bait to get people to vote with them. They don't then, when they get there, shame them for being needless. And I'm only talking strategically. It is terrible to be a hypocrite. It's a sign of tribalism and disingenuousness. But strategically, just put out traps, get people in there, message in a disciplined manner that doesn't alienate people that you need as allies. It's called messaging. It's very basic, and people have just gotten away from it because things like Twitter and social media incentivize you to always be angry and nitpick in a way that's similar, that takes away from important issues that you are trying to draw distinctions in.
Sure. On the meeting, people wanted to know if he was going to fire people. If he took over, he wouldn't say. He's an incredibly wealthy prospective CEO. Yes, he's probably going to fire a bunch of people. That's definitely the case. He either pretended to still be mad about bots or is actually weirdly mad about bots. I don't know which is more pathetic. I don't know. People wanted to know if they're going to be forced to come in rather than work remotely. He made no guarantees, though he did say that, quote, exceptional workers would retain flexibility. So I'm assuming it'll be the same thing as Tesla. And by the way, these concerns over things like, what does it mean that he has the 69 avatar? Or what about like the free speech thing? These are like, he will present in the same way that the Kraken CEO, the crypto bro did, that this is needless distractions from the core concerns of the company. But we don't need to just wonder what effect Elon Musk being the CEO could have. We can take a look at the environments of Tesla and SpaceX, and we can look at all the allegations of baked in institutional racism that gets, black employees are put on the jobs that white employees don't want to do according to them. People literally using racial slurs is papered over. They don't care. This is not about like millennial employees needlessly bringing up politics. Workers are using the N-word and no discipline happens as a result of it. Like, he is individually sexually harassing people, allegedly, and there is a culture of sexual harassment there that nothing is done about because he doesn't care. So this is not just a culture war of Gen Z or something. This has been baked into his previous corporations, and people are worried that Twitter could move in that direction. So I understand their concerns. And on the free speech thing, like, somebody leaked some of the Twitter employees' reactions, which you can question whether that's a good thing or not. But the fact that Elon Musk, we jump ahead of this Benny Johnson tweet, Elon Musk responds to it, that is designed to chill potential criticism coming from his employees. He didn't need to respond to that. What CEO would? He doesn't like the criticism and he wants to scare them. In the same way that we're not gonna have time to go over all of this, but some employees at SpaceX drafted a letter that was criticizing Elon Musk and the culture there, which, as we've said, has literally led to lawsuits. They fired those people who were exercising their free speech. Again, the attachment to free speech, it's not an ideological thing. It is not an honest thing. They like some speech and they don't like other speech. And for the speech they don't like, sometimes he'll merely be offended. Sometimes he'll tweet in response. Sometimes you'll lose your job. He responds with the full range of potential responses in the way that literally everyone does. The difference is that he pretends to have at his very core a concrete attachment to the concept of free speech that never seems to manifest when the speech is inconvenient to him.
Yep.
Also, he's being sued over Dogecoin, so just bear that in mind. It's worth basically nothing. He promoted it, probably made tens of billions of dollars, and then lots of people lost all their money. So,
and that's the thing. They yell at the left for like saying Elon Musk is a douchebag. It's like he's proudly a douchebag. But what I'm talking about is he embodies every ounce of corruption that you say you hate in other Silicon Valley billionaires. He's worse. He's like a Dogecoin speculator. He knows what he's doing. He's manipulating markets.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, and when we point out that he's a douchebag, I'm not saying he's gonna get fired for being a douchebag or whatever. I want people to be better. I want them to choose better role models, better, like literally, like people worship him, and I think that that's incredibly pathetic. And maybe it's what people say about Trump as a candidate. Like maybe people who aren't that intelligent like the idea that their leaders are some of the stupidest people in the world because then they feel better about their own state. Maybe looking up to people whose only characteristic is that they're an a-hole makes them feel like, well, I don't have to be any better. The richest people in the country, the most successful people in the country are a-holes. Why would I ever have to improve? I don't know.
It's this, but I don't like. It's like, what if I told you, you populists and every men on the right and every women and everyone on the right, what if I told you that in your, like, I agree with your populism generally, but why is it that your leaders that you get to solve the problems of billionaires being in charge are all billionaire, are all super rich elites? Like the people in charge of your movement right now are Donald Trump, a billionaire, Elon Musk, a gajillionaire, and
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson, who I'm surprised he can talk based on how deep down his throat his silver spoon's been since he was a kid.
Yeah, he's a literal heir. Donald Trump has a golden toilet, and Elon Musk was born inside of an emerald mine or whatever. Like, again, everything they say, it doesn't mean anything.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.